Well, for some reason that we can't explain, Vanity Fair decided to do a special about the 5 years of the Montecito morons after their escapade. They're leaving, they're finding freedom from the royal family. And it so happens that this piece is less than flattering, we must say. There are a couple jewels in here, not precisely Harry's. But so many people have had trouble reading this because it's behind a paywall and not even archiving the article. You can read it. So I'm going to just skim over it and give you the full details so you don't have to. So you don't have to read this. This is what Vanity Fair posted on X. 5 years after their exit from the royal family, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are ensconced in a cozy Montecito mansion and creating an array of charitable endeavors and media ventures. But their foray into Muggledom hasn't always been a smooth ride, especially now that they are, mostly on their own, separated. But, that is only rumors, right? For VF's February issue, Ban Appeal speaks to people who have worked with and lived alongside the couple, discussing their close relationship, the obstacles to bringing their various ventures to life, and how their break from the monarchy has shaped the road they've chosen. There's some spicy things about, especially Spotify, the Spotify years, and or days, or like that. I'm going to be reading the text here because I had to copy that from with a very secret app. But I have this and skim all the boring parts. And the house proved it. The Duke and Duchess of Sausages could have it all. The Montecito home, all right. There's a summary from how they left the royal family. This January marks 5 years since that failed parlay. Leaving the royal family has brought tests for the couple: legal, financial, reputational, personal, and practical. Going from divinely chosen, or at least chosen by someone else who has divinely chosen members of a 1,200-year-old institution, to startup founders. No, they are not startup founders. They haven't found anything besides Archewell, and Archewell is not a startup. In exile is a tough adjustment, but there has also been opportunity. Over many months, Vanity Fair spoke with dozens of people who have worked with and lived alongside the couple and survived it, to understand the impact they've had on their new coastal California community, the challenges of enacting the ambitions of two first-time CEOs, and it shows, and how their experience with the monarchy foreshadows some of their current difficulties. What has the monarchy to do with that? What has the monarchy to do with that? Harry and Meghan declined to be interviewed for this article, of course, because they are way too busy catering to their own egos. Harry still works closely with the charities he founded, the Invictus Games Foundation. Of course, that is the only relevancy that he has right now. And Sentinel, an organization focused on mental illness, blah, blah, blah. He has real gravitas, blah, blah, blah. He is free from Whaley, as well as the future king's supposed dominion over that continent, as Harry confessed, blah, blah, blah. This is all BS. Archewell also encompasses Meghan's efforts to empower and educate young women, like the 40 by 40 initiative. You remember the 40 by 40 initiative? That is mentioned in here. Why would you mention the 40 by 40 initiative that never did anything besides an embarrassing, short with, what is her name? The friend, I don't remember her anymore. Don't care. And soon mentoring a woman with wake in the pandemic never happened. On March 14th of last year, the 4th anniversary of their flight to California, Meghan rejoined Instagram to announce American Riviera Whore Chart, which of course it's frozen in time. To know the title of premise of it, Archewell Productions has blah blah blah, a docu-series called Polo that nobody watched, and those who watch it were bored to death. Blah blah blah, and then we have With Love, Meghan. This is like a summary of what she's about to do. They have this naivete and their hopefulness about what's possible in terms of storytelling and good works and all those things, says producer Jane Marie, who collaborated with the couple while they developed audio projects at Archewell and later produced a podcast with Michelle Obama. I wish I had that kind of optimism about it as the couple embarked on the Spotify deal in 2020, both for them and for those who were coming in to help do the work. Or maybe actually do the work. Remember that some of those podcast episodes where, she got her minions interview the people and then make it seem like she was interviewing them. But, well, I thought that I had the role of a lifetime, says a person who worked in media projects, who was a fan going in and eager to make the type of life-changing content Harry and Meghan seemed to want to create. I thought I was gonna be besties with Meghan and Harry and we were gonna run around the world saving people. Oh, my sweet summer child. Interest in the couple was unslakable, but it remained to be seen whether they were actually interesting. Spoiler alert, they weren't. Beyond Harry's uniquely difficult upbringing, oh my god, that again, you're gonna talk about Diana. You're gonna talk about Diana again? No. And Meghan's years of defending herself from shoddy treatment and racism, whether in the British press or from members of her husband's family. That is a lie. That never happened. Harry himself. We never said that they claimed racism or something. Harry himself said this. As one former Spotify employee put it, the thing you're escaping is the reason you're compelling. Fuck's sake. Oh my god. Those stories will be met on the Fair, whatever. August 2022, cover of The Cut, Meghan, blah, blah, blah. I've had my voice for a long time, but being able to use it. Blah, 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 blah. Do you like that? I've never had to sign anything that restricts me from talking. I can talk about my whole experience and make a choice not to. And you can make a choice not to tell the story of the dishwasher thing. Please, thank you. One of the people who spoke with Vanity Fair for this story says they signed a non-disclosure agreement to be employed by Harry and Meghan. A person who worked closely with the couple and loves them says, I have no idea what Harry's interests are beyond polo. No clue what his inner life is like. No, because he's boring. The guy is boring as F. It's that simple. He has no interests. The guy is a boring man. He only knows how to drink and to play polo and maybe both things at the same time. And that's it. That's the entire description of Harry's personality. And be complaining about his upbringing and be sobbing in here and ayahuasca trips and who else what the guy is into, but that's it. The guy is boring. It's that simple. The development process was challenging. The former Spotify employee says they had this idea to do a podcast. It was Meghan, because Meghan kicked Harry out because they knew celebrities did them. Oh yeah? Celebrities, and you are celebrities. A category differentiated between celebrities who get a lot of money to begin podcasting like Harry and Meghan, and celebrities who get large deals after proving themselves to be capable podcasters like smartless Will Arnett, Sean Hayes, and Jason Bateman. The thing is, how much money are these guys doing? Because I didn't know that any of these guys, Will Arnett, I always remember Will Arnett for being the voice of Lego Batman. That is great for that. But still, I didn't know that they had podcasts. So I guess that Meghan didn't want to have small podcasts. She wanted, the whole enchilada or the whole limonada. Could I say right now? The former Spotify employee says Harry and Meghan didn't do what celebrities do on podcasts, which is turn on the mic and talk. They wanted a big theme that would explain the world, but they had no ideas. To be fair, that is what I wanted to do at first with my YouTube channel. Big ideas and big development and big editing, but at the same time, it was not spontaneous. So the spontaneity I have now, that is a different thing, and that is what people are looking for. So, yeah, they miss on that train. Someone who worked closely with them on audio projects disputes this version, lamenting that because of Meghan and Harry's insistence on silence from employees and their own reticence, the public doesn't know about good projects that had to be abandoned for practical reasons. But if they had to be abandoned for practical reasons, then why should we have to know about those? Why should we have to know about projects that had to be abandoned? That would be stupid. Uh, it feels like the only story is they didn't satisfy their contract, she says. It's not like work wasn't being done. Yeah, this never happened. No, work wasn't being done. As time passed, it would be nearly 2 years between the couple's deal being signed and the premiere of Arsewives. Spotify began applying pressure to produce something, anything that people might listen to. People involved in production say the couple did trial runs on some big ideas, like at This American Life style show where Harry and Meghan took turns hosting and talking to interested civilian guests. No, that wouldn't have worked. That wouldn't have worked. Meghan wanted celebrities. Meghan wanted famous friends. As Bloomberg reported, Harry wanted to host a series where he interviewed powerful men with complicated stories like Mark Zuckerberg, Vladimir Putin, and Donald Trump. He wanted to be the Joe Rogan. Imagine Harry with room temperature IQ trying to interview interesting people or anybody at all. You need the wits, you need smarts, you need experience for that. And no, it would be really challenging. Maybe I know. Maybe he could interview people who appear on TMZ. That could work. Yeah, it's like the same level of intelligence. The concept wasn't just that the men shared challenging early lives, it was that their experiences made them into sociopaths, or so Harry envisioned, one person familiar with the ideation process says. The person who worked in media confirms there was a sociopath podcast. What? The person who worked closely with the couple on audio projects recalled Harry saying, I have a very bad childhood trauma. Oh my God. Obviously, my mother was essentially murdered. What is about me that didn't make the one of this podcast? To implore a season's worth of world-famous sociopaths to talk about how they developed sociopathy will be that is referred to in access journalism as a booking challenge. Yeah, it was a nice idea, by the way. It was a nice idea. It's like I don't know. It's like I'm going to interview sociopaths. You want to be on my podcast? So you are in Harry's podcast, and you will be like telling everybody that you are a sociopath. It's sometimes you have to realize that maybe you are not a model citizen, but telling everybody about that is it's not the most attractive idea. Well, but blah blah blah, whatever. So this keeps talking about this is just pandering to Spotify, and only Spotify, and then the Netflix. And can I continue with this? I don't want to read all this. Let's talk about this. They're so hot for each other, according to a person who worked closely with the couple. How long ago? That doesn't show right now. That spark is gone. Was it ever there? Maybe up to the wedding. Like, you know how you meet those couples where you like the way they're looking at each other? I should probably to not be here right now. But what kind Vanity Fair? What is this? But who is the real Harry now that he's been released from the zoo in which he was raised? By one telling, the person who interacts professionally with Meghan says he's socially marooned beyond his nuclear family. Oh yeah, his family has is to blame. His family is to blame for everything that has happened to him. Harry has explicitly drawn parallels between his wife and his late mother. Yeah, of course. I'm going to just jump forward. Whatever. My God. Oh, she never Googled Prince Harry again. Why am I reading this? I'm sorry. I thought that this was going to be more fun. I'm trying to make this fun, or at least funnier than I'm doing right now. Meghan is the type of woman who would check a menu out online before going to a restaurant to pick what she was going to eat, says Tom Fitzgerald. Why do we have to know this? We already know that she is controlling. That is crazy. says Tom Fitzgerald, a fashion and cultural commentator who, with his husband Lorenzo Marquez, comprised the brand Tom and Lorenzo. A resident of Montecito who ate lunch in the same restaurant as Meghan said the server told her Meghan had called ahead to ask about the privacy of the seating arrangement. So the idea that she didn't know she was supposed to curtsy for the Queen, I just didn't find it particularly believable because based on everything she ever told us about herself, I can imagine that she went into meeting the royal family completely cold with no research whatsoever. That is interesting. Well, that's connecting one idea with the other. So you find out about the seating arrangements before you go to a restaurant, and if the Caesar salad has actually chunks of Caesar on it, but you will not Google about Harry or the Queen when you're going to meet her. We already know that. We already know that. Royals reporter believes that Meghan assumed her husband's vision rather than researching the job of being a royal. Blah, blah, blah. How complete that independence is in another point that ranks people about Meghan and Harry. If you still use a title and descend upon the Commonwealth or developing countries and let little girls curtsy to you, as one did to Meghan in Colombia, it doesn't seem like you totally left the monarchy behind. It also doesn't give you a lot of room to critique it. Interesting. The Netflix docuseries Harry and Meghan litigates the painstaking detail. Blah, blah, blah. We already know. But there's something that I wanted to find here. It is that it's a million. There's something I wanted to look for this. That it's not exactly that they were paid millions for the Netflix contract, because you know that it's like how much could they generate, and no, they were actually not paid the 100 million because it's you know against what can they produce. If you don't produce enough content, or if the content is not good, then it's not going to cut it. So, well, in summary, this you're not missing much by not being able to read this piece. There are some digs here and there, but this is more branding slop. This is something paid for, especially that title. American Hostel. 5 years after leaving the monarchy, Meghan and Harry are trying their damned best to just be normal muggles. They're not muggles or normal. None of those. But still, I want to know what you think about this in the comments. Remember to download my 100 body language tips in the description of this video. Much love and bliss.